Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Just coming back with the pickup. I have been very busy since I seen you last. I decided that I didn't quite have enough money. I bought some extra cows, and then I figured, well, actually, I'm going to need more cows than this. Well, actually, I figured I need more money, so I went and did a job. And the job that I did, let me just show you on the map very quickly. The job that I did was down here, because these two fields are owned by the same person, and we want to buy field 27 so we can turn it to grass, so it's easy to supply the cattle with food. So what I did was I did a job on field 25, and that got me a big pile of money, which put me to over $100,000. So I went and used that, and I bought 20 more cows instead of the 10 that I was originally talking about. So we now have 40 cows. I put a little bit more water in. I haven't put any more straw in for them yet. We've got 36 sheep at the moment, and they're doing okay. We don't need to worry about them for a minute. And then I also spent the night, and we got $500 from our cows for our milk, which was fantastic. And then found out that all the other expenses and everything put our money down to about $3,000, which isn't enough for what I'm planning to do, so I had to do another job. I did a job on here. I planted this field, ended up being planted with, what do you call it? Sugar beet. Yeah, sugar beet. So I've done some jobs on these two fields. We've got sugar beet here, we've got wheat here, and that is now how we're 40 cows, and we've still got $50,000. Growth, we've got this field up here is ready to harvest, so we're not going to do that today. I've got other things that I want to do. As you can see, I have the mower here. And this is not all I'm planning to do today. Let's turn on the beacon in a minute. So before I go any further, my question for this week, I am going to be buying a baler. Now, I originally said that I was going to be buying a square baler, and it was probably going to be that one there. And we're going to use the artisan to go with it. And, you know, I really can't remember if we said that the artisan was going to be for this map or for the Sosniovka map. I genuinely can't remember. I think it was this one, but anyway, whichever. My question now is, I've decided that actually when it comes to doing silage, we're going to use round bales. We're not going to use clamp silage, and I suppose we might later on, but I was thinking clamp silage up at the biogas plant for stuff up there, but for the actual cattle, I was thinking that we would use the bale clamp down there, but fill it up with round bales of silage, because I thought that would actually be pretty cool. And so my question is, do you want me to use a round baler and a wrapper from here, either that one or one that someone is looking into modifying for me, which I think is going to be very cool if we can get it done? Or do you want me to use the new Kuhn DLC, which has a round baler and wrapper combo? Now, I think that one is actually going to be pretty sweet, although at the same time, especially if this mod is able to be done for me, the mod with the wrapper by itself is also going to be pretty sweet. So I may end up using both of them just so that I can show off this mod that is being made for me. But we'll wait and see on that one. I don't really know what's going to happen yet. So anyway, it's your vote. It's your game. Head in the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually vote up in the top right-hand corner where something should have come up by now in order for you to actually cast your vote. So the first thing I'm going to do today is we're going to put some grass in for the cattle, and I was wondering what would be the best way to do that. We've got the Mengele Garant forage wagon is parked up over by the sheep, but we've used that one. We've used that one a couple of times, so I was thinking that we would try something a little bit different. So I did talk to you about that little square baler yesterday. I don't have any automated way of picking up those bales, so I'm thinking that we're not going to do a lot of small bales, but we could certainly go and mow a little bit of grass and then get the baler and use the baler to bale the grass that is right next to the cattle, and then we could throw that into them by hand. But baling up all of the hay up in the top field, I think that is really going to be I think that's going to be a bit much. Purely because I don't have any way to pick them up. I have been looking around for a trailer to pick them up, and I do know that there are people working on scripts for a trailer for this small baler since it came out, but it only came out a little while ago. It hasn't been out for very long. I've seen it on one other person's channel, That is... Now, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his name. It's either Senikadu or Senikadu. Something like that. I really hope I haven't butchered that name. I actually really love his channel. I watch his videos a lot, and I have mentioned him a couple times previously. But it's a very different style. He edits it quite heavily so that it's like really, really bright colours, which looks really cool. So let's just unfold this mower. It's actually going to have to go the other way. So his videos do look like really, really cool, and they're like heavily stylized and so on. And he focuses on small machinery. The whole thing is about small machinery. I have slightly changed my channel layout. Not the main layout. But on the channels page, it no longer shows people that I'm subscribed to. I now have a list of recommended channels, and I've included him on that list because his videos are just brilliant. They're quite short videos, but they're highly entertaining, and he showcases a lot of small mods you just don't see other people using. And that's one of the things I particularly like about his channel, is all of the small mods that he uses on the small farm that he uses as well. It's I think it's like an old streams variation or something like that. I'm not quite certain which one it is. But yeah, just because I haven't really paid close attention to the map he's playing on, don't sort of take that as a bad sign. I think his channel is absolutely amazing. And I've watched it for quite a long time. I would say he is probably my favourite farming simulator YouTuber. And I haven't sort of mentioned him a lot previously because most people, when they talk about farming simulator YouTubers, obviously the go-to name is Daggerwin. Everybody goes and watches Daggerwin's channel, so I do watch his channel as well. I quite enjoy that channel, but I would say that I think it's Senikadu. I would love to know if I'm pronouncing that right or not. But yeah, his is definitely the one that I would recommend. So I've put that on my recommended channels list, or featured channels list, whatever you want to call it. And I've also, on there, I've included some other channels that I particularly like. But I think that's probably enough grass just for now. We've only got to have a little bit just to sort of keep the cattle going just for a little while. Obviously, I would like to buy this field, and that will also make a difference. Although, I tell you what, well, we'll park up the mower down here, and because we're going to be using it again before this episode is finished. At least I hope we will, if we've got time. So let's just park that one there, and now we need to nip up to the shop. So yeah, check out his channel. It's absolutely fantastic. And the other channels that I've got on that list are they're different channels and nothing to do with Farming Simulator. One of them is Tractor Spotter, that I have talked about quite a lot, actually. I have mentioned him several times, real-life footage of real-life machines at work in the fields, and most of those machines are ones that 90%, 99% of people won't get to see in real life, because he looks at very, very specialised machinery, and that is one thing I particularly love about that channel, is you really do see things there that you won't see anywhere else. And then there's some other favourites of mine. There's the BBC Nature channel. They just show clips from a lot of their shows. Some of them are fascinating. Another guy called Primitive Technology, who... right, let's just get this baler a second. And select... Right, we want to lease this one. It's just $1,100 to lease this one. Okay, and back... And yes, there doesn't look like there is anything here that we can use to load stuff up, because this trailer has got the auto load, but I don't think it's going to recognize the small square bale for the auto load. I will try it, but I'm fairly certain that it won't recognize it, so we're going to have to try and pick them up by hand. I mean, maybe we could just get one of these and use that, because that's a 28-foot trailer there. We could just like chuck them all on by hand. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll puzzle that one out in a little while. Yeah, now hopefully the sun is going to come out fairly soon. It looks like it's starting to brighten up now. So let's get this baler on, and we'll take a better look at it when we get back down to the farm. So, yeah, the other channel I was talking about, Primitive Technology. I think this guy is absolutely amazing. What he does is he he's researched a lot of Stone Age technology that you wouldn't normally see. And he's from Australia, and in the Australian bush, he makes all sorts of things. He makes shelters and houses and stuff like that in the Australian bush. And he does it using just Stone Age technology. So he's using mud that's there, crafts stone tools, things like that. And I find it absolutely fascinating. He doesn't talk throughout any of the videos. You read the descriptions if you want to know a bit more. But just watching him work, it's quite amazing, some of the stuff that he does. So I really recommend you go and have a look at that one. Who else have I got? I've got Ants Canada. He's quite a big channel for people who like keeping ants. I've always been fascinated with social insects, as you probably knew from, or figured out from my little lecture that I gave everybody previously on beekeeping. I love social insects. So Ants Canada he's very, very knowledgeable about keeping ants and everything that's associated with them, so I'd recommend him as well. Anyway, that's enough of those channels. This is our baler. This is a Welger baler, and we've got looks like there we've got a little hydraulic arm to push it across. The only small baler that I've ever used, actually no, I've used two of them. They didn't have that. They had a string that came from there and used to put it up into the cab. Although, to be honest, the tractors that we pulled the baler with, half of them didn't even have a back window. So you'd sort of tie the string up there somewhere. You pull the string and it would just undo a clasp down here, and then you sort of shunt the baler around a bit and sort of shove it and push it and so on, and it would eventually move over. And it's the same with the pickup reel. That would also be string up into the cab, and you would just pull on that and lift it and lower it. Or no, actually one of them there was two balers that I've driven, and the other one used to have to get out, and you would undo a pin here and pull the lever and lower it down and put the pin back in. The back here, these two levers here, this is how it's normally done. That one's got a rubber band around it. Very often they're done up with a bit of string. These two are the tensioners, and basically you push those down to have a tighter bale, and you lift them up slightly to have a slightly looser bale. And depending on what you're baling, you would alter those ever so slightly. And the same on the side here, you've got a side plate there, and you've got another one over on that side. You do those up or undo them to squeeze in the side of the bale. And the harder it is to push the bale out, the more compact it becomes. And then underneath this cover here, you've got a adjustment for the length of the bale, and under this cover here you would have the string. I don't think we've got any options for opening covers on it, which is a bit unfortunate. So the string would go in the back here, and then you've got the various mechanisms of the baler. So anyway, let's get on with this. There's nothing on there to sort of tell us very much about it, so we can just start. Here we go, lower the baler, and if you have a look just into the front of it while it's running, you can see those two forks, and they just scoop the stuff along into the bale chamber, which is a bit on the side, and then there's actually a ram that runs backwards and forwards at the end of that chamber, and that's what pushes the bales out. Now let's see if this works, or if it's going to... Hang on, I'll tell you what, I'll get back to you in a second. I'm going to save this game and make sure that everything's okay, because I haven't tried it with grass, just in case it crashes everything that we've done. Okay, I have taken every precaution that I can, and I realise that I've been mostly talking. I've done a little bit of mowing. Let's see. Okay, it hasn't crashed the game. It seems to have done alright. So we'll see if we can make a few small square bales of grass. And I did test this one before, and it did seem to work alright. I can't remember how many litres are in each bale. So what have we got? Oh, 500 litres per bale. So we are going to need a lot of bales in order to put things in for the cattle. But there we go, there's our first bale. And the one thing that I found out about this game when I first heard the game was coming out was the whole ability to pick things up. And my first thought was small baler, small bales, putting bales into the animals by hand. How awesome would that be? And we are about to do that, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that I have been dreaming of since Farming Simulator 17 was first announced, and we found out we could move stuff by hand. This is absolutely fun. Let's get rid of the map there a minute. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look at that. We have a small baler in action, going along, picking up. This is brilliant. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is what Farming Simulator is all about. It's finding things that you haven't done before because of the modding community and being able to live your dreams. Now, yes, I have done lots of small baling in real life, and you do very quickly get sick of throwing small bales around. But for now, oh, this is absolutely brilliant. This is reliving my, well, at least my teenage years. I was going to say reliving my youth, but certainly my teenage years. When I was younger than that, I didn't do a huge amount with small bales. Right, let's stop there. We'll probably need to do more than this, but now, so then what we don't have is a bale sled. So I'm really hoping that a bale sled mod comes out. Can I pick that bale out, or is that not going to let me yet? No, that's still stuck to the baler, so that one can stay there for a minute. But a bale sled, being able to move these along, because of the way the physics are working with it, I think that is a real possibility. But you can bring them up, and you can... Ooh, careful. They do slide around a little bit. You do have to be a little bit careful. But it is possible to pick up the bales, move them round. I have made a small bale stack in the field when I was testing this, just to see if it would work. And... let's get another one. So yeah, what I did was I got the bales, and then I put a few on top as well, just to sort of, I know that's quite untidy there, but it does work. And then I was sort of thinking, well, would we use a bale spike to move them round, or what? How would we move them? I'm not quite sure of that. Oop, you certainly wouldn't throw them like that. If you're going to pick them up, you would pick them up this way. Now that has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings on it. Never seen a small bale with that many strings on it. Most small balers that I've ever used, or ever used the bales from, they would all have 2 strings. Just 2. Right, it doesn't like me running along with the bale being held, but I am doing it. Look, 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 look. Okay, are we ready? This is it. This is the test. Can we put in a bale, a small bale by hand, in for the cattle? Go on. Yes! Oh, this is brilliant. And I've just realised that I'm on 15 times speed at the moment. I shouldn't have been. But yes, we have put a small bale in by hand. Let's take a look. Let's bask in the glory of all our work. Yeah. I think it might take a while just to build up the bales. Just doing it like that. I wonder, can we carry it with this one? You know what? I think the pickup might actually be the best option. If we could load a few into the back of the pickup, that would at least be a good start. Even if we can't do any more than that, we've got hay that we want to do up the top, and we've got a few bales. Right, I'm going to leave that baler just there for a minute. I'm going to go and I'm going to get go and get the pickup and bring it back, and then we can load these bales into the back of the pickup, take them down for the cattle, and feed the cattle. Right, there's the pickup, and I'm going to start getting some of these bales and chuck them into the back of the pickup. So I think that the next thing I'm going to do, because I'd like to get up to the top field, up to field 6, and I'd like to do some mowing up there, because we need to make hay. That's going to be the next thing that we do. However, making hay in small bales would be fantastic if we can find a way to collect them. If we can't find a decent way to collect them... Oh, I didn't even realise we could strap stuff in here. Right, that makes things different. That does make a big difference. Let me try and put that up there. Unfortunately, you can't rotate things around when you're holding them, and that's one thing that I do find slightly frustrating with this game. And hopefully that someone will be able to put a mod or something like that in that will allow us to do that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some hay, so we've got hay for the cattle. And if I can find a way to pick up these bales efficiently, we will try and do that. But my concern is... Right, if I can do that, actually... Yeah, my concern with picking the bales up... Whoa! Right, you know, it'd probably help if I put the straps on. I think you just press... Yeah, press L. Okay, so there's the straps held on. I don't really want to have to pick up an entire field of bales by hand, especially if there are only 500 litres per bale. I think that is going to make life extremely difficult for us. And so I'm going to look around for a mod that will allow us to pick them up. If not, I will do a few bales with hay but I will do most of them in probably just the round baler that we've got at the moment, the one that we've got on hire. And which one is that? I can't even remember which one we've got. I think that might even be a Kuhn baler. You know, I really don't remember. Right, you go in there a little bit further. Right, it is difficult to get these bales just right, but I think that we're doing okay. And come up a little bit. There, right. There's 2 more. And we put this one up. Oh! Oh, that was brilliant. Okay, so apparently you can't jump up whilst holding the bale. If I put that one down there, I tell you what we would have done here is we would move the bales, and then this one needs to be put on its side, and you'd put another one on its side as well, and then what you do is you kind of lever the 2 together. You like stand on them and squash them down, and what that does is basically it pushes them in like that, but you can really squeeze the bales in a tight space. And anybody that has ever packed bales onto a trailer or into a shed will understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of difficult to describe. You put 2 side by side up on the top and then jump down on top of them in order to get them to fit in properly. So let's put those straps on there. Right, that's all. Oh no, I got one that's not strapped in. That's just great. Bring that one over here. Come up on there, and if I'm just going to try dumping that one up on top there and then see what happens when I take the straps off and put them back on. Okay, that does hold them all in place. Once the straps are on, once the straps are over them, they don't move at all. That's one thing I really do like about this game. So we'll bring these down here. We've already got grass thrown out in front of the trough. 408 there. Cleanliness, or still 100% cleanliness. We need to get one of those robots next. That's going to have to be the next thing. Hang on, let me just go in there and take the straps off. There we go. Right, and now we can actually start feeding our cattle. This is brilliant. Chuck them in like that. So if I throw it towards the post, that actually works quite well. Right, and I could just sort of back up and then reverse away. Yeah, like back up and then drive forward fast so that it levers them out. But I don't really want to do that. I'm going to chuck them over there into a pile, and then this is the difficult bit, is trying to get them out of the inside of the pickup. Doesn't really like that bit. There we go, and throw that one over there as well. So we've got 4 bales left. I'm actually going to run out of time. I was hoping to be able to do a get started on the mowing up in the top field. So we got a load of grass in here now. How much have we got? Actually, we haven't done too bad. We've got 4,000 litres of grass in here. It's not a great deal. It's enough to tide them over, I think. If I can find a way to pick up those bales mechanically, that would be a lot better. I would really like to be able to keep that baler and keep doing stuff like this, because it's just so much fun. You know what, I better turn that one off. It's just so awesome having a small baler and being able to put the bales in by hand. This is the stuff that dreams are made of, ladies and gentlemen. Dreams. Right, how do we unload this one? Press Y to unload the baler. So we'll lift the pickup, and can I fold it up before I unload it? No, I can't. So you got to unload it first. So if I bring this one down here, and I'll unload this one straight into the trough, and then we'll see about getting a robot. We'll probably get the robot in our next episode, maybe even the one after. Right, well, there's one of them, and if I press Y, that should shoot out the last one. There we go. Now I can fold the baler up like that. I'll actually just leave this baler right here for now. Unload you there. We've got a shed down there that we can use for storing stuff in if we want to. I was thinking of putting greenhouses along there. The problem is we have an awful lot of trees along there, so that's something that we're going to have to deal with. Well, we'll worry about that another time. So we've got grass in for the cattle. The next step is, of course, to get some hay in for the cattle, and we don't currently... No, wrong button. We don't currently have any... we don't have a turner. I think we've got a rake. But we don't have a turner, so we can't turn the hay. I'm also going to get another mower, so we're going to head up to the shop. I have just about run out of time, so we're not going to have time to do the stuff today, to start making hay, because I got a little bit carried away talking about the baler and showing you the baler, and the baler, the little baler, little baler. We did little bales. I'm so pleased that we did little bales. Right. So more seriously, we're going to just head over to the shop now. And my question for this week is, the Kuhn DLC is coming out very, very soon. Actually, by the time you're watching this episode, the Kuhn... I did just run a stop sign there. I realised I did that. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. The Kuhn DLC should actually already be out by the time you're watching this video. Unfortunately, I do have to record them ahead of time, so for me, it's not out yet. So there should be, at least I'm hoping there is, a... should we get the Pottinger? Which one's... I've got two others here. I don't want to use those. We got that one there, which is a 3.2. That one's a 3.1. All right, we'll go with that one. No, we won't. We'll go with this one because we got that one in Sosnovka. So let's have a bit of variation. We'll go for this one here, 880 to lease. Okay, excellent. Back and back and back. Yes, in Sosnovka, not in Sosnovka, the Kuhn DLC. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit confused here. The Kuhn DLC. In the Kuhn DLC, there should be a mower. Not a mower. There is a mower, actually. Come to think of it. There should be a wrapper and round baler combo. That's the words I'm looking for at last. Sorry, I'm trying to think of 24 things at once, and it's not working out very well. So yeah, a round baler wrapper combo, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. So do you want me to use the round baler wrapper combo, or do you want me to use two separate machines? Now, just keep in mind that the two separate machines, someone is currently working on doing a mod for me, and they're modifying some stuff, which is, the mod is a wrapper. It's just a wrapper on its own. But the thing is, it's going to have some unique artwork on it, which I think is going to look really, really cool. I'm not going to say anything else just in case it can't happen for whatever reason. There is a possibility of that one. I mean, I will probably use it anyway a little bit just to sort of show it off, because if it works out, it's going to be very, very cool, and I'm really looking forward to being able to use it. But that would be separate, round baler and wrapper, or do you want us to use the Kuhn DLC one, which is the two putting together into one machine? So it's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know what you think, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote up in the top right hand corner, which I am physically pointing to right now. Once again, yeah, that doesn't work out very well, does it? You can't actually see that. Yeah, and the topic of conversation for today is small bales. What do you think of the small baler mod? Do you think you would like to see more of it being used? So far, I have tried to stick to mostly stuff that is available on the mod hub, and most of the stuff that I've been using is available for console players as well. With this baler that I have used, for me, it's kind of the start of something different. And I wanted to get your opinion on it, so that is today's topic of conversation. I will do this mowing tomorrow, I'm not doing it today. Do you want me to start using some more slightly different mods? Do you want me to try and find the ones that are more unique and give a lot more variation in gameplay and approach to gameplay? I know that a lot of you that watch do play on consoles, and you like the fact that I use mods that you can use as well. So I'd like to hear your views on that one. That's quite an important one for me. What do you think of it all? Do you want me to start using stuff that you don't normally see? Would that be more interesting for you to watch? Head into the comment section and give me your views. So tomorrow we're going to mow all of this field here, right out to the sides, these bits over here. We're going to turn it into hay, we're going to rake it up, and hopefully we'll be able to do some... But I don't know if we're going to be able to actually have time to get to the baling tomorrow. I realise that time is actually very limited when we're doing all these jobs, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's just the way things go. I will try to move things along and do less driving around, I think. I'm going to walk this way so I can head back over to where the cattle are and my truck. And if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.